Freedom Fest is the annual gathering of American libertarians, which is not synonymous with the Libertarian Party. The Libertarian Party was there and, in fact, brought me to Freedom Fest. But it is people who are libertarian-minded, including many people who are, as I would classify me, and I think you, small L libertarians, people who believe that liberty is very important, but it's not a political label for them. So anyway, it was an interesting mixture of folks. There were some people there who weren't libertarians. There were some people there who I would classify as Republicans. There were some Democrats there. Oh, go ahead.
I've never thought of myself as a libertarian.
You've never thought of yourself?
No.
Well, you know that...
I mean, quite explicitly not. And I think that was certainly true for you until very recently.
Small L libertarian.
But then you compared it to Republicans.
Well, if you look at the, what's it called? The four-quadrant, I've now forgotten the name for it.
The political compass test.
Yeah, the political compass test.
Yeah.
The political compass test has it as the antagonist, as the opposite of authoritarian.
Right, but then, so my objection was that your counterpoint was Republican and Democrat, which sounds then like a political descriptor because those are the parties.
Yes. I do believe I am certainly a small L libertarian. I believe if we were to look at your beliefs, you would be a small L libertarian because of your focus on not regulating more than is necessary.
Sure, just not if we are describing political parties.
True. And anyway, it was a very interesting gathering. It had a number of people in there who would not ordinarily be at such a place. Mm-hmm. It was, there were Matt Taibbi was there. Nadine Strawson was there. I met Daryl Davis. That was something that is a person I have wanted to meet, something I've wanted to do for a very long time. Daryl Davis is the black guy who attended Ku Klux Klan rallies and befriended Klan members and convinced them that they had erred and got them to quit. Anyway, he's a great guy. He's also a brilliant musician. Just absolutely marvelous. Boogie woogie, mostly keyboards, but he did an amazing thing where he snuck up on his guitarist and reached around his guitarist and took over the guitar. Anyway, he's quite the virtuoso. But anyway, very interesting conference. I gave one talk to a large L libertarian caucus. They were very welcoming of me, despite the fact that I told them that I was not only a liberal, but a radical. A reluctant one, as I keep saying, but nonetheless, they were ready to go, and that was all very heartening because in my past experience, libertarians have often been hard to reach. As soon as they know that you're not up for, frustrating all attempts to regulate anything, they tune out. But that was not the case.
And it seems that, as with much that we have been seeing in the last few years, and that you and I have been talking about as well, it is hard to know to what degree our understanding of them has changed and to what degree the party itself has changed.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of both. I think there has always been a deeper intellectual thread there that is not visible because the ideological political thread is visible and because it is actually, at some level, the only viable third party we've got. Mm-hmm. The fact of the party does sort of overwhelm the deeper strands, but I also think there's a leveling up. That's one thing. Mm-hmm. There's a recognition. I heard lots of talk of things like game theory, which is something that I have found libertarians uninterested in talking about in the past, in part because one of the major arguments against libertarianism as a political mode is that it doesn't deal with things like externalities and the like.
The commons.
Right, exactly. Collective action problems of all sorts. Yep. But there's an awareness that maybe purity isn't so good and that some of these things are necessary.
Some of these governmental interventions.
Structures that prevent unnecessary failures may be desirable in spite of the fact that they are not, strictly speaking, libertarian as a matter of policy. But anyway, the conference was very open to folks from other political stripes, and it was, I think, the other thing, in addition to the libertarian mindset maybe maturing, is that I think a lot of us are just spooked. And I certainly know that in my own case, even at not an analytical level, but at a political level, I'm more sympathetic to libertarians because I've now seen, an absolutely malignant form of governance take over every single institution. And my feeling is, I don't want malignant government empowered at all, right? So I'd rather have, an underpowered structure so the malignancy isn't so dangerous than have something that is powerful and doing the wrong thing.